What's going on, guys? 360 Digital Closing Bell here. We are live from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado on YouTube. I am your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, joined as always by the executive producer, the purveyor of the show, and the author and director and publisher of the world's greatest website, www.oilandgas360, Stuart Turley. Stu, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day in Dallas.
It's beautiful. It's Tuesday, May 19th. Time stands at just after market close, 2:01. Really mixed bag of nuts for the market today. We'll get into all of that in the digital ticker. My one big thing, Apache gets downgraded to junk. I think that has to show some signs move forward. Stu's got some stuff for the international music. But before we do that, we just need to first talk about the 360 Digital Closing Bell podcast. Please, it's what you're watching now, but subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. We don't get credit if you don't subscribe to the iTunes show. It's the only way we get credit. It's the best way to stay up to date on all of your energy finance stuff. We go live on YouTube every day here at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. if you're over in Texas, like our friend Stu is. But please subscribe to the show. And then we also come from you Monday and Friday with a long form show. We actually dropped an episode this Monday that I thought was probably our best. We'll look forward to coming to you with the week look back on Friday. Also, please subscribe to the Energy 360 Network by Intercom. You can visit that on iTunes, Spotify, or the world's greatest website, www.oilandgas360.com. About 2 minutes ago, we just had an interview with Ajax Analytics drop, so you should be seeing that on iTunes here within the hour. It's a great interview. Director of Consulting Dan Genovese was on that. We had a good week. What's dropping tomorrow? Wolfpack Software?
You bet. That was a great interview.
I'm excited for Wolfpack Software. I'm actually going to probably cut this up after. That's what I got to do. I got to cut it up after this. So we will make sure we get that pushed out tomorrow afternoon. But as we look and we move into the markets, like I mentioned, mixed bag of nuts. NASDAQ up, SPY, Dow Jones down, crude up, natural gas up, but everything else, especially E&P securities, look pretty dismal. SPY 29.22, about a 1% drop. NASDAQ only up about 0.1%. So test stocks at least finishing in the green, 93.48. Dow Jones 24, 206. That's a 400-point drop, or about 1.5% of the index. Crude oil basically finishes flat up 18 cents, about 0.5% increase, 31.83. The joke on the street is 30 is the new 70. So we will see how that continues to play out. Back into the curve for crude, 35.85 for 12-month strip, only down about 8 cents, so finishing fairly flat on the day. Natural gas, remember we took out a second natural gas position. The experts are paying off. $1.83, up about 3% today, up about 5 cents on the day. 12-month strip, though, for natural gas, losing a little bit, down 0.7%, $2.80. Flat XOP, which are E&P securities contract, $1.57, lost in the day, about 3% of the index, down to 51.37. OOAH, which is oil field services contract, 108.15, only down about 5%, or about $5.08. So big movers there on the day. When we look at the downside, like I said, a lot of red for E&P equities on the downside. Cenovus Energy down to $3.99, is about a 10% drop in that company. Gulfport Energy Corp down to $1.41, 0.33%, and Crescent Point Energy down to, ironically, $1.41. Wonder if they timed that exclusively, down about 15%, or about 25 cents on the day. Upside, though, not as much. We only had about 16. We have about 45 companies in the green today, so that's good. We take a sector. We're looking in this segment about 145 or 154 stocks, excuse me. So you can kind of give you that ratio. There's only about 40 stocks in this basket that we're looking at. They're actually green today. Big winner, Virginia. Penn Virginia Corp, up 9.14%, $7.40. Mesa Royalty Trust up 11% to $6.10. And Prime Energy Resources Corporation, an offshore oil and gas, doing very well at the 92, even 17.2%. Stu, what do we have from the international news desk?
Oh, hey, typical kind of stuff going on from on our desk. Saudi Arabia's participation in OPEC Plus. They just had their crude export earnings shrank to less than 280 million per day in March, down from almost 400 million per day in February and 480 million barrels in March. Wow. They are reliant on their oil so much, and the price is so low, they have to cut, and they're cutting it.
They really have to. And speaking of having to cut, this dropped in the U.S. equity market this morning. Apache officially downgraded to junk by Moody's, Fitch, and S&P. And when you actually look at, there's some interesting things that Moody's come out with. Moody's warns that although the company has adjusted its investments plans to achieve cash flow neutrality at low $30 West Texas Intermediate benchmark oil price, which is in line with the current levels, the cuts will come at This cuts will come at the cost of significant declines in the production and proven reserves, which is exactly what they look to take these ratings on. Apache hasn't necessarily said how much these declines are going to be, but it's about 6%. You know, one of the analysts at Stifel, about 6% year-to-year decline. So Apache are entering a pretty Tetris water. We might have to ask our friend of the show, Nick Berry, on that, former Apache employee. We'll see what he has to think about that. But officially, we're now seeing companies. Apache's now officially moved into junk. Expect next 3 to 6 months, probably some sort of restructuring. I know we're hearing a lot of that on the Entercom investor relations side. So many stuff. And it's something to look at going forward. You have anything else before we let these guys go?
No, just a busy day on the news desk.
Busy day. We're going to get all of the Energy 360 Network Entercoms. We hope you enjoy the Ajax interview that just launched. And with that, we're going to go ahead and let you guys get back to work. Thank you for checking out the 360 Digital Closing Bell.